Okay, so I will just be reconstructing the 21 flat FMC mean, which I got at FMC Europe 2024, and which currently ranks me 6th in the world and is the new French NR. So this is the inverse of the first scramble. The O count is 4 bad, 6 bad, 6 bad, and on this attempt I ended up finding 3 different 23s using 3 different 4 move VOs on FB inverse. So so yeah, on FB the 4 bad edges, so 2 are here and 2 are here. So for the first 23 I did L prime, D prime, R prime, and then B prime as a neo. And then by adding an R, I leave DR minus 44C with AR minus 2C1E when switching. So I switch from here, and this is what the case looks like. From here, I just join this edge here with like F2B2 to create this kind of shape on top and on bottom. And from here, it just so U, B2, and R to finish DR, and this is 4C3 in 10. And it is really well set up on this side, so I started working on it immediately. So I just did U to reduce to 4A2, and from here we can do either R2 or L2 into a 5 move trigger for 4A2. I did R2 and then so U, R2, E2, F2, D prime, and so this is HTR in 17. And from here, it's just so B2, L2 to reach blocky fish, and can do so what U2, R2, D2, B2, and this is leaf size in 23, which is +0, which like is not surprising because you have 2 possibilities for blocky fish rewrite in the leaf slice skeleton. Okay, now for the second 23, so I did this time D prime, R prime, L2, B for EO, and from here I did D prime R to leave DR minus 2E3C in 6 with AR minus 2C1E if I switch. So from here I switched, and so on the other side I have the trigger almost already made. I just have to bring this corner here, so F2, L2, and then R prime UR. So that gives me 4B2 in 11, and I ended up doing 4 quaterns on it. So I did D to regress to 2C3 for E, and from here the trigger is already set up. I just did an R2, and then so U prime, F2, U prime, L2, U prime. So for HTR in 18, and then from here I just did so R2, which like almost makes blocky fish, but you have like a 2 insertion to do, and then F2, R2, D2, R2 with the R2 cancelling with the last move of RZP, giving leaf slice in 22, but unfortunately, despite using 4 quaterns, it was +1 optimal. Okay, now for the third and final 23, so this time I used LB2, LB for EO, and so from here, if you switch the EO, if you had an R move, you leave the R minus 44C. So during the attempt, I did not actually just sneeze the EO. I found this RZP using pre-move abused, and I switched for it because I noticed the pre-made column. From here, you can reach DR by doing so DR2 to create this pair, and from here U prime F2 create both columns, and then D prime L leaves a 4A2 in 11. So I ended up switching to solve the DR. On inverse, so I did U2 and F2 to put the corners how you want them to make a quadrant of progress. And here it is set up to a 5 move trigger, so you can do like Q, L2, and here you could continue with like U2, B2, but then the case you get is like, it's almost really good, but you are like 2 edges away, right? So what I actually did is insert B2 here, which can be explained by doing a 6 minus 5 2e2 insertion. And also, yeah, I did d2 instead of u2 because it left a better slice. And then by doing f2u, so like this is a long HTR, HTRN 19, but it has a 4-move finish for, yeah, 23 again. Okay, now this is the second scramble. So this solve was 4 bad, 8 bad, 4 bad, and it was really good EO-wise. It had 3 3-move EOs and a lot of 4-move EOs, but I still ended up finding only one really good DR using 3-move EO on UD normal. So you have 4 bad edges, 3 are already on the U face, and the last one is here. So I just did BLU for EO, and on FB it has pre-made DR minus 88C, and this is with AR minus 6E for C, which is one of the best case for 88C. So I switched on the 3-move EO, and yeah, pretty much it is already set up into a 5-move trigger for 88C, which you can also notice by doing L prime into 87C. And here it's just so B to set up the trigger, R prime, F prime, L. So this is an 8-move DR, and it is 4C3, and it is pretty well set up here, so I ended up starting working from here. So I did F prime to reduce to 4B2, 4E, and I mean, it looks like it is set up to the trigger, but you have to do the parity fix, right? So you can do from here R2 or L2. I did so R2, F2, and here U2 or D2. I did D2, and then so B prime, R2, U2, and so I did B prime F2, which like I will be able to slice out later. And so this is HCR in I mean 16 moves, but I did like 17 because of the slice. And from here it's just, I mean, you can see in one move you get like this, so you can just do like U D prime B2 UD with the U cancelling 2 moves with the last move of EO. So that gives a leaf slice in 19, which is +1 optimal for 20. Okay, this is the inverse of the third scramble on which I got my second 20. EO count on this is 8 bad, 6 bad, 4 bad, and I did an EO on the 4 bad axis. You have 2 bad edges already on the D face, one here and one here. So I did B prime to put this one, and here I can do so either U2 R2 or D2 L2 to put them all on the D face. And I mean, this is going to be important because I switched after DO, and those two variations are HTR equivalent. But yeah, then D, this is a 4-move EO, and it has pre-made DR minus 44C with AR minus 2C1E on RL. So I switch from here, and yeah, this is where it gets a bit stupid, because you have like a column already made, and if you do D2, you now have both columns, and you can just do R, L2, F to get, so once again, an 8-move DR. This one is 2C4. And yeah, I wanted to start working from here because the progress I make here can be used for both variations. Initially, I tried doing L, which reduces to 2C3, 2E, but you can also, if you change the last move to F prime, do an L here, and this reduces to 2C4E this time. And if I switch from here using the U2 R2D variation of VEO, I have the double square case, which I mean you like to see because it's 4 possibilities for a +6 to HTR. So from here I did R and then U2, R prime, B2, D2, and L prime, and this is HTR in 15. You have one square here. You can build another one using so F2, and from here, I mean, it's just R2, F2, D2, L2, which cancels with the last move on normal, giving leaf size in 19, which is once again +1 optimal for 20.